glad that you are joining me once again for my Pretty Little Liars live chat. And can you guys believe that we are freaking 2 weeks away from season 6? I can't believe it. I feel like the time has gone faster than I thought because I thought it was just going to go so slow because I'm so excited for season 6 after the Charles reveal. But guys, we've almost made it. I mean, we're almost there. And I'm totally freaking out. So I just wanted to say hey to everyone who joined the room early. And if you have not said hey yet, but you're in the room, just go ahead and give me a shout out so I know who is here tonight. And so I have one topic that I want to discuss with you, but if you are new here, or if you've been here before, I guess I should say, then you know that you can talk about anything PLL related. Lately, we've been talking about who we think that Charles is, and if we think that Charles is actually Uber A, or if this is kind of another red herring and they're going to reveal that Charles isn't the main A, but we're going to find out who A is later. So you can start with your comments and questions over in the comment box right now, and I will get to all of those. Hey, Shalisa, Rebecca, Kieran, Deja, Amy, Miss Madame, and who else is here? Poland, Nancy. Thank you guys so much for being here. So there's a comment that I have been getting a lot on my videos and on Twitter, and people are saying that a younger person or someone who's still in high school cannot possibly be Charles because Charles is older. So what I say to all those people is, and prove that to me. How do we know that Charles is older? People are like, well, Charles is Jason's age, or they'll say Charles is Jason's twin. Really? Says who? When was it confirmed that Charles was Jason's twin, or that Charles is older, or that Charles is not high school age? I'm not saying that this isn't the case, but I'm definitely saying you cannot use that as a way to rule people out because it was never confirmed by anyone on the show that Charles is an older character at all. So I just wanted to see what you guys think about that. And I just see that Trey joined the room. So hey, Trey, thanks for being here. Have you heard that or seen that online about Charles and how people are arguing that, it has to be an older cast member? Because I'm getting so many of those comments. I'm just like, guys, we're assuming here. And the whole thing where they put, those two little boys, we're still assuming that that is even Charles. No one told us that that was for sure Charles. So yeah, as Shalisa says, we don't know for sure that Charles is older. So that's just something that's kind of been bugging me lately because I'm seeing that on PLL message boards, in addition to people telling me that, there's no way some of my people in my theory videos can be Charles because they're not old enough. And I'm just like, what? Where are you getting this? So, hey, Ina, thanks for joining the room. So anyway, if you disagree with me, if it has been proven or if I've missed something, let me know because I don't remember that whatsoever. So what we can do today is talk more about any new theories that you guys have, any new thoughts. And if you have never been here before, then it's all going to be new theories. I want to hear your theory. Okay, I think it's Ailey, right? Is that how I say your name? A few Mario related posts, she says, that contribute to Mona being Princess Peach, and we're talking about Super Mario Brothers here, meaning that by kidnapping her, Charles is Bowser. I'm just wondering what other people think. I think that that is a huge stretch. I think that since people have had a few weeks since the finale, that it is getting some of the theories, in my opinion, and I don't want to offend anyone, but I feel like some of the theories are getting more and more out there just because I think everyone has more time to think and we're tired of talking about the same theories, so people are inventing new ones. That's what I think. Hey, Abigail and K. Marie, thanks for joining us today. K. Marie says that people are saying that because of the prom thing, but that's not for sure. It's really just an assumption. What you mean, what K. Marie is meaning is that the prom was a recreation of Melissa's prom, who we know is older. She's not in high school anymore. The whole thing was, I think even the theme song was from years ago. If you guys watched The Hills, that was the theme song from The Hills, and I know that was forever ago. So yes, it is possible that Charles is older, but to completely say that there's no way that someone in high school could be Charles, I think is wrong at this point. Trey says he has not heard that either. He's been trying to stay out of debates because people like to attack people if they don't agree with them. I know, completely. And when people tell me on my videos that I'm wrong and there's no way Charles is younger, I just, I politely tell them that, well, we're all kind of assuming here because no one on the show has ever confirmed that Charles is an older person, or, by older, I mean out of high school, because I'm not sure if anyone really thinks it's a parent. Okay, Sarah. Hi, Sarah. Sarah says, what if Charles was actually Bethany's twin? There was an incident. Remember the Halloween story that Allie told about the twin girls? Yes. And they both got sent away to Radley. Now they are retaliating. Yeah, I just really hope with Bethany that we learn more about her, because she's such a mystery. And I'm hoping, like, these pictures that have been leaked online of the girl who's blonde, who she had to take that off of her Twitter. I'm hoping that she will be playing Bethany and we'll get like a whole Bethany storyline, because I just feel like we don't have like much of a storyline at all with Bethany. I mean, we don't have any answers, Okay, Reagan says, Spencer said something about how it's similar to Melissa and Ian's prom, so we figured Charles is around their age. I mean, Marlene said we'd be able to piece it together from the episode. Yeah, and I get that, and I see where people are, coming up with that idea. And I also see that when they see the two twin boys, people are making a lot of assumptions that it's Jason, and that first of all, they are twins, because that's not confirmed. And that secondly, that it's Jason and it's his twin. So it has to be Jason's age, obviously. So I get that. Like, I don't think that people are insane for thinking that. But for when people try to argue about it, like they know for sure, it's kind of like, well, what? Like, if you have proof, like, tell me. And, I won't argue with you, but, So Shalisa says she thinks Keegan Allen said it's not who A is that's a big deal. It's why the person became A. Maybe A is an obvious choice. Well, I think we know the obvious choices. Let me ask you guys that. Who is the most obvious choice for A? To me, I think it's Wren, but I also still think we can't count Mona out. I really don't know if she ever gave up this A game, to be honest. So that's my two choices. Even though my number one choice for Charles or /A is Ezra, I still think Wren is more obvious. So Poland says, Marlene posted a pic of Mona and Arya, and the caption was Princess Peach and Arya. I saw that. I think it was on Instagram. And I think it was because Mona's dress looked just like Princess Peach's dress from Nintendo. I don't think she meant anything more about that. So I get that. I see that makes sense to me. That's where people are getting this new theory, but I could be wrong, but I don't think she wanted us to read into it. I don't know. Hi, Ingrid. Thanks for joining us. Thinks that Charles is Wren. Yeah. There's a lot of clues there. I've done several theory videos on characters. I did one on Wren. If you watch that, if you haven't seen it, it's subscribe and look at my channel list. It's there. I think you will definitely think he's a huge suspect, if not for sure Charles. But yeah, I think so. Reagan brings out another good point. We've seen A drink from time to time and do things that over the age of 18 at the time the girls were younger, like in earlier seasons. Yes. And personally, I think that A is older. That's my personal opinion, but I just say that we can't count anyone out. But on the other hand, just because we've seen A drink doesn't mean that an underage person cannot have access to alcohol. We've seen Hannah drink, for example. So can't count that out. Can't count that out. Could be someone getting into their parents' alcohol, someone who's having someone buy it for them. You just don't know. Although I feel like A has been at the bar, but maybe they have a fake ID. I feel like they placed an order at the bar. Okay, Ingrid says that Wren was never in England when Spencer was there. Yes, completely. That was a big clue for me. She goes all the way there and he's conveniently not in his apartment. That just seems like super, super weird to me. And I feel like he's been in Rosewood the whole time, to be honest. Okay. Reagan's saying, yes, nothing's been confirmed and people are getting a little bit crazy. Yeah. And I don't want to be like, I don't want to say anything offensive to anyone. I don't feel like people are crazy. I just feel like they're kind of assuming things. And if you like read a lot of this stuff, which I know you guys do, if you follow a lot of people on Twitter who like PLL and go to message boards and stuff, then you'll start believing like every theory that's out there, and you'll start being like, wait a minute, didn't I see that in the show? Wasn't that confirmed? And then like it totally wasn't. Okay, so Rebecca says that she thinks Ezra is Charles by birth, love it, but adopted by the Fitzgeralds. I've definitely said that before. I said that in my theory video. I said I think he's adopted. It would explain why he distanced himself from his family other than wanting to separate himself from their money and his mom's behavior. Yeah, I definitely think something's totally up. He does not relate. Ezra does not relate to his family. There's some real shadiness there. I love that. That's what I'm hoping for, of course, because I want him to be Charles, but I don't know. Abigail says that Wren definitely, she thinks, is Charles, because remember when A had Wren's doctor cards, which maybe was like the super obvious, hey, it's me. I see your point, Abigail. I also see that as being too obvious. Sometimes when things are super obvious in PLL or in other shows, it's not that easy. That's my thought on that. Even though there's a lot of stuff that points to Wren, don't get me wrong. I feel like that was one moment when A had Wren's cards that I was like, wait a minute, that is just too much here. I feel like they're trying to set Wren up. That's what I felt. Kay says she thinks Marlene posts stuff like that to throw people off completely. And she's talking about the Nintendo reference, the Princess Peach reference. I think she loves to mess with our minds, as do other people who write for PLL. They love to mess with our minds and make us question everything completely. Poland says whatever Wren is doing, Melissa is helping him. I also agree. She's either helping him or she's covering for him, and I don't know why. I don't know if she's involved. I don't know if she's being blackmailed to do this. I don't know if she feels sorry for him. We have been told that we're going to feel sorry for A, so maybe she feels sorry for him if he is A. Maybe he's been through some terrible things that we don't know about, and for some reason she feels bad for him and she has to cover for him. I don't know. I'm just going to throw that out there. Reagan says yes with the Mario thing. Keegan Allen was playing Mario on his Snapchat after that post, which was kind of weird. Okay, so I didn't realize that. She thinks that's why people are making theories, but like they were trying to hint as clues. You know, maybe. I still feel like it's a stretch, but you know, who knows? Because as we all know, because we're fans of PLL, like anything is possible on PLL, so who knows? Karen says if Wren is Charles, because he wasn't in England, then wouldn't that mean Melissa knows he's Charles? Yeah, and we kind of just talked about that. I think for sure if he's Charles, she knows, but she may have been blackmailed in some way where she's not allowed to say anything, or she's doing it for another reason, like we just talked about. Shalisa says Ezra is definitely shady. It was never explained how he wound up in New York in season 5. No, we felt like he was kind of stalking the girls at the time because that's when we felt he was really shady. How did he know where they were? I don't know. I still don't buy the fact that he got shot. I don't buy any of that. I think that was set up. There's something not right about that either. Hi, Julie. Yes, is asking if I can make another theory video. Yes, I'm making one this week, and it is Ezra and Arya are a team as A. That is my video. I'm sorry I skipped a week. It's taken me a little bit longer. I've had a lot going on, and I'm gonna have more free time at the beginning of June, so I apologize, which is great because that's gonna be right when PLL starts again, so I'll have a lot more free time, so I'm excited about that. But yes, I hope to have that up by the weekend, like before Saturday. So hang on for that. Amy says, if Wren is A, Melissa could know Wren is A, and that is why she's with him to keep her Bethany secret. Right, exactly. I think there's something that she can benefit from, or she is being, you know, blackmailed. You know, if she tells someone dies or something, you know. Why was Andrew listening in on Melissa's conversation is what Abigail's saying. Maybe that's why. Very good. Rebecca is asking if I've Googled Walking After Midnight Farms. It's so insane. It was once called Black Widow Farm and is owned by a woman called Melissa and Dr. Charles. Are you serious? That's something I haven't heard. So is Walking After Midnight Farms a real place? Oh, that's really interesting. Okay. Reagan says she thinks that Wren is blackmailing Melissa for bearing deal and using it as leverage for her to stay in London for his motive of not being there to be A. Okay, I like that. Rocker, I'm not sure, is it maybe Tamari is your name, does not think that Melissa is bad. Reagan says, I don't think Melissa is bad either. I think she's trying to protect her sister. I agree. I really don't think that Melissa's a bad character. I think she's being forced. If she's covering for Charles, she's being forced to do that, or there's a good reason, not because she's an evil person. Trey says that he likes that theory video. I like it too because it includes my favorite A suspect. So I hope you guys will enjoy the theories for that. I think honestly it would be awesome if there was a team, and if that team happened to be Arya and Ezra, I would be all about that. Ingrid's asking if Maddie Ziegler is going to play a girl in Radley. I think she's the one that everyone's saying is going to play Bethany, but we really don't know, so it'll be interesting to find out. Trey says he's always been on the Arya is A train for a few seasons now. Yeah, and speaking of train, remember on the Halloween train when she wrote her name and she wrote Aria like on the window, but she made the A just like A does. I know everyone has seen that little clue and knows what I'm talking about, but that really stuck with me like when I was watching it for the first time. All right. Tamari is asking, why has no one talked about how shady Hannah's attack was at Allie's house? A had a knife, but Hannah ended up knocked out, I guess. She's not saying here, I'm not sure if Tamara's a guy or a girl, I'm sorry, but they're not saying Hannah is bad, but something's weird here. Yeah, I thought that was very, very shady. Yes, agree. Rebecca says, gives me the website, walkingaftermidnight.com. It's a real place. People found it after Marlene put the song on Instagram. Okay, so that is a Patsy Cline song as well. Interesting. I'm going to check that out. So thank you. Yeah, Rebecca says, you couldn't link it. Yeah, what's unfortunate about this chat box is that you can't link anything, because there's been like times I want to link something for you guys or link a video and it won't let me. So, but thank you. That's a good way to like spell it out. We all know how to go there now. So thank you. And Rebecca says the farm is a horse farm. It's also crazy. That is really crazy. I'm totally going to look at that. Yes, that is insane. Okay. Tamari is a girl, and I hope your name is Tamari, and am I pronouncing it right? And if not, let me know. Thank you. Very cool. So my next question is, we're supposed to get a Charles reveal this season. Do you think it will be what we're hoping? Do you think we will see someone? Because they can say there's going to be a reveal, and we could, who knows what that means to them? Do you think that we will see a character who we know? Do you think that will be the main A? Or do you think they'll go back on that? Personally, I think that it's not going to be Uber A when we find out who Charles is. That's just my opinion. Ailey says it's also called the Black Widow Farm. Yeah, I think that's what Rebecca was saying. Owned by Charles and Melissa. That is crazy. Abigail says maybe Melissa is Black Widow. A lot of people have thought that for the longest time, honestly, so that would be really interesting. And Ingrid saying that on Instagram, either I think on Mona's, Janelle Parrish, who plays Mona, she saw that Leslie is back. Yes, I had seen that as well. So what's up with her? That's what I want to know. Can we trust her? What's her deal? I don't know. It should be interesting to find out. Do you guys think that Paige is coming back? Do you guys think that Maya is coming back? I really think that Maya is coming back. If not, I do think she's going to have a bigger part in the storyline, because there were so many little clues about her toward the end of season 5. So I think that will be interesting. Nancy's saying she doesn't trust anyone or anything that the people who run the show say. Neither do I, because they love to trick us. Cool, Tamari. Glad I'm saying it right. Okay, Kay Marie says, it would be cool if they reveal the character, but we know and the girls don't. I think that would be so cool. I just really hope they reveal someone to be Charles, who we know, who's not like someone we saw once or someone that literally means nothing to us. And then they stick with it. They don't, my biggest fear is that they're going to go back on the whole thing and be like, this person was pretending to be Charles, but really they're not A, and whatever, Okay. Reagan says people are saying the Walking After Midnight Black Widow Farm is a stretch, but not really, because Marlene did say there were clues about the song, and that's a huge coincidence. That is, guys. I mean, to have that many things, if it was just like one thing, I'd be like, yeah, I think people are stretching it. But to have those names and everything, I think that's I don't think that's a coincidence. Rebecca says that Marlene also apparently said we are going to find out who was in the barrel. Really? Okay, so I missed that. In 6A, we're going to find out who was in the barrel. Yes, I'm excited because I thought they were going to drop that. Very nice. Thank you, Rebecca. Abigail says that they said we were going to have enough information to put it together, and that's what they want. I don't think it'll be a whole take off the mask A reveal. Okay. But I think they've tried to tell us, like, because of the season finale and everything, we would have enough info to put it together. But we obviously don't have enough info, because here we are, weeks after the finale, sitting here still trying to figure out who Charles is. So that's not enough info. Sarah says she would love it if Maya would come back. I know a lot of people are over her, but I kind of like her character. It's been so long since we've seen her that I think that it would be so cool if she did come back, because I'm kind of even forgetting like stuff about her, because it's been literally years, I guess, since we've seen her, and I'd like to know more about her. I always thought she was kind of interesting, kind of shady. She knew things because she moved into Allie's old house, and I always thought that was kind of interesting. Let's go back up here because a lot of you are commenting, and that is awesome. So Trey says he doesn't think that Maya is dead. I think she'll be back and has a bigger picture of the puzzle than we all realize. I totally agree with you, Trey. I also don't think she's dead, and I think that she always held little secrets, and I'm so hoping that those secrets are going to be revealed. I'm so excited about that. Deja says she thinks the person behind the mask is going to be not going to be Charles, but one of his helpers. I'm going to have low expectations, so I won't be as disappointed. And Deja, I think that's awesome because anytime I've ever had super high expectations about PLL, they totally let me down. So I think that's a good way to go. Just be like, they're probably not going to really tell us who Charles is. It's probably not going to be a big deal, or it's not going to be someone that we think is amazing. So I'm with you on that, Deja. Reagan says, how cool would it be to have an episode in A's perspective or a full episode of what really went down that night with faces and everything? Also with A saying how and why he did it all. Yes. And I've said this before, but I totally think they need to go back to the night that Allie disappeared at some point, even if they do this as a series finale or right before the series finale, and explain everything that happened and explain why A got into this and why he or she, how they came up with this whole plan to be A, and like the first text that they sent. I think that would just be so, so cool. So Amy says, if Maya is in it, I hope it's a flashback because I don't want anyone else coming back from the dead. And I feel you on that, Amy, because it's getting a bit ridiculous on this show about bringing dead people back, or we're not sure if they are dead, but we think they're dead and then they come back or whatever. It's getting kind of crazy. So I'm with you. We can't really take too many more of the actually they're not dead stories. Okay. Tamari says, what if Charles is the last name of the person? Could totally be true, or it's the middle name, or it's their first name, but they actually go by their middle name. So I think there are a lot of possibilities there. Could be Ezra, Charles. I mean, if Ezra was adopted, then Charles could be his real name. I mean, there's so many possibilities here. It could be Jason Charles, who knows? Okay. Karen says, do I think the new missing girl will be someone we've heard of like Maya or Paige? I sincerely hope so. I think it would be a mistake on their part unless they do a great job of explaining it, to throw in another brand new character and be like, this person's missing. At this point in the show, I just feel like, and I know they're going to have new characters anyway because it's PLL and that's what they do, but I just think they should move on and not have core important characters introduced so late. That's just what I think. Trey says he's never had high expectations with this show. How funny. I did so many times. I totally believed that Toby was A. I totally believed when they told us Ezra was A. I got really upset when they made Mona A the first time because that followed the books and they promised they wouldn't follow the books. But after that, I was like, I'll give them another chance. And then every time I give them another chance, they kill me again. And it's please. I still have hope for this show. I still have hope they're going to redeem themselves and maybe the whole entire series will wrap up and it'll all make sense and it'll be awesome and Ezra will be A and I'll be so happy. But guys, I don't know. I just don't know. Sarah's saying she really hopes that another missing girl will be an overload, just kind of what we talked about, new characters. Yes. Tamari says, maybe Maya. It would be awesome if it were her since I don't like Emily's new friend. And I think that the girl who was kind of dating Emily is off the show, supposedly, but like we've said before, who knows? Rebecca says, Brian, one of the PLL producers, has said that the transgender theory is too far-fetched and that it's 100% not true. Yes, I have seen that several different places, that it's not transgender, or they're not going to go with the transgender story. So thank you for mentioning that, Rebecca. Kay Marie says she feels like it's so confusing because that night Mona was A at the time. You're right. So does that mean that Mona was working with someone or someone was controlling her, or how does that all figure into it? I think that's interesting. I think we need to know that. Trey says the key piece with Maya was that we never saw the body. Exactly. Emily's mom said they think it's Maya, so it might not have even have been Maya that they found in season 2 finale in the first place. So true, Trey. Totally with you there. Sarah says, or the story about the missing girl is just supposed to be about Bethany. Let's hope so. Poland says she saw on Instagram that Spencer's room was gone. Yes, I meant to ask you guys that. I am so confused here because we know they still have, 2 seasons, right? And Spencer was saying like this was the last time she was ever going to be in her bedroom, and she was like really emotional about it, her bedroom from the show. What is that? What does that mean? Does anybody know? Can anyone tell me? Reagan says, what if Melissa really buried Sarah and that's why Wren is blackmailing her? Because you would think he'd kill her or worse if she really buried her or his own sister or lover and he isn't telling her. I'm trying to take all of that in. Okay, possibly. So Melissa thought that she had buried Ollie, right? Isn't that what it was? And she felt like really guilty about that. Yeah, I'm trying to follow that. Yeah, okay. That may be why. That could totally be why Wren is blackmailing her. Who knows? I just really hope, I don't know. I'm hoping they're going to answer stuff. I'm not too sure, to be perfectly honest, because they still have time to string us along, and I think they're going to string us along as long as they can. So I don't know. Kieran says maybe Spencer's moving. Kay says maybe she's going away for college. Yeah, okay. I like those ideas. Those are good because I was kind of freaking out when I saw that on Instagram, and I was just like, what's going on? Like, why is she never going to be in her bedroom again? And Abigail's reminding us that there's supposed to be a time jump after 6A where they all go to college. Sarah's also talking about that, the time gap. So maybe we'll just never see Spencer's house again after that point. So that's really interesting. Tamari says maybe they all end up a long time kidnapped, I guess, like stuck in the dollhouse. She hopes not. I hope not. But I do think they're supposed to be in that dollhouse for a little while of next season. I don't know. I'm so excited. Let me ask you guys this before it's time to go. Do you think that the first episode of season 6 will include a lot of answers, will be super exciting and super informative? Or do you think it'll just kind of be slow since it's the first episode of the new season? What my answer is on that is that I hope we at least get some sort of like really good clue or something. And it's not just kind of a boring episode, because this late in the show's history, I feel like every episode should be interesting and leading to something great or giving us some great information, because the show is kind of winding down, sadly. So I don't think they need to spend a lot of time like on filler episodes. Kay Marie says this is far-fetched, but her house can be burned down or something. Well, yeah, that's not super far-fetched. They've had houses on fire on that show before, so I hope that's not it, but you really never know. So we have about 3 minutes left. Once again, this time has flown by. If you're joining late, I just want to remind you I'm doing another theory video this week, and that is a team theory that Arya and Ezra are A. I'll have that up before Saturday. I've done several theory videos. Jason, Lucas, Wren, Ezra, all of those are on my channel. So if you have not subscribed, please subscribe. It's Kelly TV. I love to have all of you be in my little PLL community. We're all kind of like a family, and I do respond every day. I respond to people on Twitter and on various social media and on YouTube. So follow me like on Twitter and Facebook, Instagram, all that good stuff, so we can connect there. And let me try to check some of your comments here before it's time to go. Ingrid says she thinks the first episode will be slow but interesting. Abigail says it'll be exciting for 60 seconds at the end. Sarah asks, will there be a 7th season? Yes, there will be. Shalisa says she kind of wants them to abandon all of the relationship drama in season 6 and just focus on A. I think that would be wonderful. I think I've had enough of the relationship drama. I agree with you completely. Tamari says she thinks we'll see how the police are trying to find those girls and about their family's reaction. Also, the police need to reveal to the town that they were in fact kidnapped since they have evidence. Yes, let's hope so. Let's hope that the police aren't super shady, but we know they are. Trey says that Toby's house being blown up was never a part of the script. They had to get rid of the house anyway, so they just added it to the episode. Well, that's an interesting fun fact that I did not know. So, hey, I like that. Let's hope they don't have another house blow up, aka Spencer's house. I think that's something we just don't really need. So when I see you again next week, same time, 6 p.m. Eastern on Wednesday, we'll just have a week before the new season. So we will all be so super excited. I just want to thank you guys so much for joining me today and for being here, even though we're in between seasons and the show's not on currently. It's been so much fun just to talk to you guys. in the meantime. And I will also keep doing these while the show is on, so don't worry. Kay Marie says they also have to let Allie out because Mona is alive. That is true, completely, because we know she didn't murder someone who is not dead. So anyway, it's time for me to go. Thank you guys so much. This video will actually be up on YouTube in like 15 minutes. So if you think of something else you wanted to say but didn't have time to say, please let me know in a comment. I will totally get back to you. And I hope to see all of you again right here at 6 p.m. Eastern next Wednesday. But have a great night or a great day wherever you are. And bye, guys. Love you guys. Bye.